Chapter 8, Show and Tell Showdown. Simon and I swept up the mess while the other kids talked to the cops. "You can put the road apples in the hillside garden, boys," said Mr. Chong. Simon and I finished. Then we went off behind the school. "Why couldn't you keep your stupid mouth shut, Sam?" "Oh, shut up yourself," I said. I was in no mood to have my best friend tell me I was stupid. Not that he was my best friend anymore. And I didn't keep the money. Someone took it. "Yeah, right," Simon replied. "I've seen the way you drool all over those bills. You want it all for yourself. You don't even want to share it with me." That's when I punched him. So then he threw the dustpan at me. So then I chased him down the hill with the broom. "Sam, look, the car!" "Get down," I hissed. The two of us dropped to our knees behind a small bush. We forgot all about fighting. Simon pulled out his timesheet. "Go get the cops, Sam," he said. "I'll stay here and watch." I nodded and crept away on my belly. At the top of the hill I stood and ran back to the schoolyard. No one was there. The horses were tied up to the bike rack. Where was everyone? I ran back to the hill and crawled to our spot. The timesheet was there on the ground, but where was Simon? I looked down the hill. There was Simon. The guy in the yellow car was dragging Simon into his car. "Help!" I yelled as I ran up to the school. "Help! Help!" No one came. No one heard me. What was I going to do? Then I saw the horses. I don't know how to explain what happened, just that my best friend was in big trouble. I climbed onto a bike seat and then jumped up on one of the horses. I'd never been on a horse before, but how hard could riding be? I yelled, "Giddy up!" Nothing happened. I dug in my heels and screamed, "Yee-haw!" The horse bucked and almost threw me off. Then it started moving. We trotted out of the yard and into the street. But I wasn't alone anymore. Officer Singh jumped out of his car and yelled at me and the horse. The horse started to gallop. All I could do was hold on. Officer Singh got back in the cruiser and turned on the siren. He chased us down the street and around the corner. I held on to that horse with everything I had. How do you stop one of these things? And then I saw the yellow car. I dug in my heels. "Move!" I shouted at the horse. We raced after the car and Simon. Suddenly the yellow car braked to a stop. I was almost on top of it. I slipped and slid and fell off the horse. Officer Singh jumped out of the cruiser and grabbed me. "What's going on?" he yelled. I shook myself loose. "That guy has got Simon. He kidnapped my friend." Just then Simon opened the car door and tumbled out onto the street. "What happened?" I shouted. "How did he get you in the car?" Simon got to his feet. He was starting to drive away, so I ran down the hill. "He saw me, and when I got there, he kidnapped me," Simon said. "I didn't kidnap nobody," shouted the driver. "I just wanted to talk to you, kid. I wanted to know why you and your little friend were watching me. I just wanted to tell you not to be so nosy." He turned to Officer Singh. "That's all, officer. I was just having some fun with the kid." "Oh, yeah," said Simon. Then he reached back into the car. "Look," Simon said, and he held up little bags of white powder. "Drugs." So that's what this was all about. The guy had been selling drugs to the high school students, and we had Simon's snotty timesheet to prove it. Things happened fast after that. Officer Singh read the guy his rights and snapped handcuffs on him. He threw him into the cruiser and took off. By now, everyone else was outside. Officer Brandon took us back to the school. The principal phoned our parents. When they arrived, Officer Brandon told us to start from the beginning. So we did. The whole story, even about the money. "And where's the money now?" asked my mom. "It was in my desk drawer," I said. "But now it's gone. Someone took it. That's the truth, I swear." "Sure, kid," said Officer Brandon. "It is the truth," said Simon. "If Sam says so, it's the truth." "Thanks, buddy," I whispered. "Wait a minute," said my mom. "I think I might know where the money went." She turned to the principal. Can you get Ellen out of class, please?" "Ellen?" Ellen? Who needs that little brat around? But when Ellen showed up, my mystery was solved. I saw you in Sam's bedroom this morning, Ellen, said my mom. Did you take anything? Ellen nodded. Then she explained. I needed pencil crayons for my autumn leaves project. Sam never uses his. Did you take any money out of his drawer? My mom asked. Yes, said Ellen, and I put it back where it belongs. What are you talking about? I yelled. Duh, in the Monopoly game, you dummy, answered Ellen. What? I yelled again, but Officer Brandon began to laugh. You put real money into a board game? Ellen shook her head. It wasn't real money. So where did you get real $100 bills? So my mom hugged Ellen. My dad and Officer Brandon went to our house to find the Monopoly game. They were back in a few minutes with 10 $100 bills. $1,000. It looked a little drooled over. Not long after, a couple of reporters showed up. Sam and me got our pictures in the newspaper, and we were on the TV news, just like old times. A few days later, we were given medals for stopping crime in the neighborhood. We even got a small reward, $50 each. Not enough to buy everything I'd dreamed about, but not too shabby either. By the way, we got an A on our report, or a Y if you're a bat. Get it?